So this is the euro dollar analysis for Friday the 27th of October. Now let's look what happened on the 26th of October. So we did the analysis over here where we did say we wanted to see the bull flag break playing out. We did identify this level above at 1830. I was expecting prices to go on to test this 1860 if we did successfully clear this 1830 region, but we didn't actually clear it. We did see some selling come into the market of this 1830, and then we had a fundamental catalyst. So the fundamental catalyst came in around the 12 o'clock candle. So 12:45 UK time, we had the ECB and Mario Draghi. We had the interest rate decision and so on. It was interpreted as being bearish for the euro, and subsequent Draghi's comments did actually see a large amount of selling in the euro. So we did get a fundamental catalyst driving prices pretty strongly to the downside. The fundamental news pretty much was the extension of QE into September 2018. So over the mid to long term, that is bearish for the euro. They did announce also the reduced bond buying to about 30 billion per month. But the extension of QE is a bearish sign for the euro, and they also highlighted that if they do see further weakness, they're willing to ramp back up QE. So which again should the market would likely interpret as being bearish euro. So as we have the fundamental catalyst, we'll have a look on the high time frames because the trend's going to be more prominent there, because we'll likely have an engulfing candle. Especially after the previous weaknesses that we weren't able to clear this 120 region. So we have the fundamental catalyst to the mid to long term for the euro, which is pointing downwards. So we have to look for downside targets for the euro. Now, the very next downside target was pretty much an area identified a couple of weeks now, in and around this 1612. And we're pretty close to it as we're trading at 1632 at present. So we have to see our price reacting around 1612 to see if we do get a bounce. After we've seen such a large move, we will get pretty much what's called a dead cat bounce at some point. So we'll see some retracement. We may not retrace all the way back up to 1710. It might be asking a bit too much, but some retracement is possible on the euro pairs going forward. So the next target is in around the 1612, after which if we do successfully clear 1612, we'll be looking at about the 115 level. I've actually marked it out on the chart, so I'll just do that now. If I get my let's just get this 115 marked out on the charts, because it will be the next level after 116.12. So if it works sometime today. So the very next level after 116.12, we'll be looking at 115, beyond which we'll be looking at 14.28. So those are our downside targets. There is quite a bit of a gap between 116.12 to 115 in around this 112 pips. But those are the downside targets. But at some point, we do expect a dead cat bounce. So we might see a dead cat bounce on Friday or possibly on Monday. We see some retracement in the euro, possibly in around 50-60 pips before we get a lower high after this high here, and prices continue to the downside. So if we just have a look at the higher time frames, if we go out to the weekly, I did expect the prices to hold on to the 200 period moving average and the 20 period moving average confluence, but prices have successfully broken through both those levels. The 200 period was sitting at about 1680, and the 20 period is sitting at 117. And yeah, we've broken through it to the downside. We've got a pretty strong candle, as can be seen here. I'm just going to zoom in on the chart. So overall, the trend, let's just grab the pen quickly. So overall, the trend was to the upside. We've tested this 200 period moving average here. We seem to have prices did look for to go on to another retest, but we've broken down this candle which has formed, which is currently this week candle. As you can see, we pushed up, weren't able to hold that, and pretty much the majority of this move to the downside is based on the fundamental news catalyst today. So we've previously identified the 1612 level, as we're already pretty much there. 115s in around there as well. So we have to have a look at the downside targets. So 115 and 114.28 would be where we're looking at, but overall the trend on the weekly chart is still in bullish territory. So if we do have a look at the daily chart, where the trend's going to be more prominent, let's just have a look. So on this daily chart, let's get the scale on here correct. As we can see over here, we did have a bit of weakness since this consolidation. We went on to test this 120 region and posted a lower high there. We've come down, posted another lower high, had a bit of a double top in and around this 1860 region, and we did find support in around 1780. 17, we're around the 1770 region, and we did seem poised to retest the 1760, but it wasn't to be. The fundamental news catalyst in regards to the ECB and the euro is pretty much this large engulfing candle here on the 26th. So current trends persist. It did close near its lows, which indicates strong momentum. So we do expect 1612 to be taken, below which we've got this 115 and this 114.28 into this period of consolidation. We may see a bit of a bounce in around 114.28 before a possible move even further down to possibly even this 113 region. It is quite a bit away, but 113 we might find a stronger, might see a greater buying momentum in around this 113, but we'll definitely expect to see a bounce in around 114.28. So overall, the trend on the euro seemed to have shifted based on the fundamental catalyst going forward over the mid to long term, being a bearish euro. So yeah, that should wrap up the euro dollar analysis. So before I go, LCS, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.